Can I balance this? I don't know if I can. Ooh, I'm balancing it. Look, guys! Hey guys, what's up? It's Diana, and this is my TBR for the Magical Readathon / Owls. The Magical Readathon was created by G from Book Roast. She has made this hugely amazing, elaborate readathon that takes place during the entire month of April. It is super fucking impressive. There are packets of information. The Magical Readathon simulates taking the owls as if you were at Hogwarts. There are 12 categories, each with different prompts, which means we will have to read 12 books. Well, in order to pass the owls, you have to fulfill 2 different prompts, which means read 2 books. If you want to get exceeds expectations, you have to read 6 books and fulfill 6 prompts. And if you want to get an outstanding, you have to read 9 books and fulfill 9 prompts. In addition to this, you may also choose to follow a career path. If you do follow a career path, it might dictate which prompts you have to fulfill. And if you want to complete that career path, you also have to take the newts that happen later this summer. I've decided to go for the healer track, which if you know anything about me, I always play a healing class. I played a priest in World of Warcraft. I made Mercy in Overwatch. I just really love healing classes. In D&D, I was a bard. So it kind of makes sense that I'm going for the healer track. This means that I have to read 5 books from specific prompts, and then I get to choose 3 of my own. And since I want to go for the outstanding, I read 1 more. Let's get into it. I'm going to start with the prompts I have to complete for being a healer. First prompt is Herbology, a book with a plant on the cover. For this one, I'm going with Sophie Jordan's Reign of Shadows. Look, plant on the cover. I don't know much about this. I believe it is a Rapunzel retelling, or at least it sounds like a Rapunzel retelling. There's a girl in a tower in the forest and a prince that comes to save her, and a city of eternal darkness with like plague monsters and stuff. In any case, I'm excited to read it. The next prompt is Charms and Adult Work. And for this one, I'm going with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Yes, Kyle, I know you're very excited about this. Side note, Kyle's my boyfriend. He loves this book. He's been trying to get me to read it for freaking ever, and I just didn't. I was gonna read it for Halloween, but then that didn't happen. So he's like, are you gonna read it? Are you gonna read it? Are you gonna read it? And yes, I'm gonna read it, darling. I'm pretty sure y'all know what Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is about, so I won't get into it, but it's a classic science fiction tale, and I'm excited about it. The next owl is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and the prompt is Reducto, a title that begins with R. For this one, I'm going with Rebel Soul by Axiao. Pretty much what sold me on this was that it was K-drama infused with Pacific Rim, and that's all you gotta say. I'm there. I love K-drama, I love Pacific Rim. This is just my jam. From what I remember, there is a highly talented government operative pilot guy. He's given a mission to partner up with some girl, I think for the intents and purposes of spying on her, and the adventure starts right there. Like I said, Pacific Rim, K-drama, I'm totally there. The next owl is Potions, which means I have to read a sequel, and for this one I'm going with Susan Donar's Wind Witch. The Witchlands is one of my favorite worlds to walk in, and since this is a sequel, I won't say too much about it, except that we follow a character from the first book, and of course the other characters show up. There's Aidwan, there's Isolde, there's Safi. But while the first book follows Safi, the second book focuses on a different character, and I'm excited to get to know them. I'm excited for more battle sequences and fight scenes and action and thriller and suspense and intrigue and adventure. I just really freaking love this series, you guys. It's amazing. The next owl is Transfiguration, a book with sprayed edges or a red cover. And for this one, I'm going with A Question of Homes by Brittany Cavallaro. I know. I was supposed to have read this already. I started reading this. I just never got around to finishing it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get around to finishing it. I've mentioned it before, but it is the last book in the Charlotte Holmes series, and I just love Charlotte and Jamie. I'm excited to see where they end up. I'm excited to see what new mystery they have and what new relationship struggles they have. I love these characters, and I'm not really ready to say goodbye yet, but I will, for the sake of this readathon. For the healer career, I have to read 3 more books, but again, I'm going for the whole 9 to get the outstanding. So the next 4 books are completely up to me. For the divination owl, I will be reading Want by Cindy Pon. I started this, I guess, over a year ago, and I lost my copy somewhere, and I was cleaning recently, and I found my copy, so I'm gonna finish this book. Finally. This takes place in the future where the upper class has access to clean air, better resources, and just generally like stuff you need to live. And the lower class is pretty much left to fend for themselves. It's like, fuck y'all, man, you're poor. It follows Jason Zhu and his friends as they infiltrate the government to figure out what the hell's going on and why they hate poor people and what they can do to fix it. And guys, I just like futuristic espionage books. The next category is History of Magic, which is a book published 10 years ago, and for this one, I'm going with Tamora Pierce's First Test. I've only read one other series by Tamora Pierce. I believe I've read Trickster's Choice and Trickster's Queen, but everyone says Tamora Pierce is one of the founding influences in early YA fantasy fiction. I think this is about a girl who's training to be a knight, only girls don't really train to be knights, so everyone's trying to get her to stop training to be a knight, but she's determined to prove everyone wrong, which is also a hobby of mine. I love proving people wrong, so this sounds like a lot of fun and right up my alley. The next category is Muggle Studies, a contemporary, and for this one I'm reading Rainbow Rowell's Fangirl. I know. I know, I haven't read this already. No, I haven't. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. Everybody has been recommending me this book because it's essentially like the story of my life. But kind of it's the story of all of our lives if you grew up on Tumblr and like made GIF sets and read fanfiction. But it follows a girl named Kath who is a fangirl and writes Simon Snow fanfiction from one of her favorite fandoms, and she goes off to college and her world starts to change and she has to break out of her shell and she has to do all kinds of new things while still trying to let go of the past. I think it's about striking a balance between real world and fantasy, and I really like a good coming of age tale. And this is just, I don't know, a love letter to everything I was in high school and early college. So I'm really excited to read it. Plus, I absolutely want to read Carry On. I really want to read it. It looks so good. And I need to read this in order to do that. The last owl we'll be taking is Arithmancy, a book by more than one author, and for this I'm going with The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassie Clare. I just haven't read a lot of middle grade recently, and I like middle grade, and it's fun, and this is a relatively quick read, I believe. It's about a boy named Callum who is told by his father to stay the hell away from magic. It's not going to end well for him. So he is hoping against hope that when he takes the Iron Trial, he displays no aptitude for it. Unfortunately, that's not how that happens. Of course, we wouldn't have a story if he displayed no aptitude, but he does, so he has to go and learn magic. And I just like adventure stories full of kids saving the world with huge hearts. I just love them. And so guys, that's what I'm reading for the Magical Readathon, or the owls. What are you reading for the owls? Do you think we'll be able to read 9 books? Like, do you really think this is feasible? Because last month I read one, just one, you guys, and it was in the beginning of the month. I have not read in like 4 freaking ever, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Let me know in the comments what your favorite owl is and what you're planning to read for it. That's it from me, guys. Have a fantastic day and be excellent to each other. Bye! Seriously, look how fucking awesome these printouts are. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Gee, you did an amazing job. How do you come up with this stuff? Like, fangirls are amazing.